Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for agreeing to come on. It's been hard finding people willing to engage. I promise, though, I'm not going to chew your head off or anything. Mostly just want to talk, you know?
I will try to not suck too hard. But yeah, so do you have anywhere you want to start on this, or should I just kind of get going with what I have prepared?
Oh, you can just get into it.
All right, sure. So I understand the points that you're making about the fact that it isn't exactly platforming, and I'll agree with you on that because his platform is like countless times over the size of yours. And so I'm not going to make that comment. Additionally, as I mentioned in DMs, I think the way you handled it on stream was very professional and very well done. The part that I took offense to personally is giving him that exposure further on Twitter, because it's one thing to have a stream discussion like you did, because as the point that you made in the last conversation, if I took offense to that, I would have to take offense to all political react commentary. But the
Right?
part that was, a little bit problematic is if we look at Keemstar's Twitter stats, out of the last 13 days, 10 of them was a decline in follows, 3 of them were up, and one of those days where it went up was immediately after the combo tweet you made with Keemstar. And so that giving him that extra, I'm not saying it's all due to you, of course, but also your name is tied to that tweet, and that tweet did go off pretty hard. And so that's, of course, it's not platforming in the sense, but it's giving him a wider audience. And obviously, we know wider audiences and online hate speech lead to, repercussions in real life. I've got 2 studies pulled up, one by Zachary Lau on June 7th, 2019,
Mm.
one by Dr. Lisa Katie on November 24th, 2021, that I'd be happy to link you, that discuss the ties of online hate speech to in-person, violence. And so, well, I don't think it was an issue of you platforming him because that's impossible given your state. I think the
Hmm.
fact that you decided it was a good idea to give him that tweet and give him that additional reach further than he already has, it was kind of questionable.
I mean, you may have a point. However, he's not going to maintain those followers. Like,
Right, and
he
that's
was
something that
already,
we'll see in,
yeah.
in trends over the next few days.
Yeah, because like he was bleeding followers when he did the bit because
Yes.
the transphobes did not like that. And if there's anyone who was convinced and decided to follow Keemstar, they're probably gonna unfollow once he starts saying the regular shit that he does.
Of course, and like
Um,
I said, that was handled properly on stream, and he was showed
yeah,
his true colors and whatnot. But yeah,
I mean,
the part that I had taken offense to was the giving him a little bit of extra reach when we don't need to give Keemstar more reach.
hmm, I really wanted to know whether or not it was a bit.
And that's fair, and I understand that, and that's where I think the stream that you did would have been beneficial, which it was. I mean, you confirmed that it was a bit, and that's not, his true self. And so, like I said, I take no offense to the stream, but I do think you could have conducted a stream without making like a combo tweet with him and giving him that extra reach on Twitter and that extra engagement,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
No, this is actually like the first thing I've heard that actually makes sense. That sounds shitty, but people are real. I mean, that's also why I want to have these kind of conversations um on stream because I feel like people really tone down a lot of the stuff that they're saying, you
Right.
know? Um like you like called me out saying that I'm trying to hide from my racist past, which is very confusing to me.
I also said in the DMs that that wasn't what I was here to discuss.
Right, but you can
The initial tweet that I made, and I'm very, I'll pull it up. I'm happy to read it out. Is
so you want to make the claim that I have a racist past, but you don't want to defend that position.
no, I that wasn't what we discussed that I would come on for in DMs. You've already derailed the conversation from what I stated. I mentioned that in our DMs with each other on Twitter,
Mhm.
you said, I guess I wanted to have a civil conversation about platforming and why you think what I did was harmful. And I've provided my points on platforming, and you're now derailing it to another conversation.
I think it's part of the same conversation because you're obviously not just mad about the situation at hand. You have an ulterior motive for being mad. There's more to it than just me doing a co-tweet with Keemstar.
The second tweet was purely about the platforming issue, and that's what I'm here to talk about. That is what we discussed in DMs. That is what the messages were about. I've presented those points,
Right.
and if you'd like to talk about that, I'm happy to.
But how do I know, like, how do I know that you're coming at this in good faith if you're not actually willing to discuss all of your grievances with the situation?
I am willing to discuss said grievances. I just haven't had enough time to prepare an actual, conversation on that because that wasn't what I was told I was here to do.
I mean, I'm just here to have a conversation.
And we have on what we discussed that we would have a conversation on. And if that is the collective of our conversation, then thank you for having me on and hearing me out.
Really? This is it?
I mean, you seem to understand that the point that I made
Why is
was
it that you're
valid
so scared to defend that position?
because I haven't had enough time to properly put enough research into it.
So you're willing to call people racist, but you're not willing to put any research into it before you call people bigots.
I've seen enough screenshots floating around to have a pretty firm standpoint on it, but I don't want to go around
What
making bold.
screenshots?
I can try to find some. But like the point being is that we've discussed what you told me I was here to discuss.
Right. I mean, like, this is important to the conversation.
How?
Because you already have like a very sour opinion on me based on your own lack of research. And it really shines doubt that you have any good ability to research anything else if you're willing to just say, yeah, I saw some screenshots. This person's just a bigot. But you can't even tell me.
Of course, because I hadn't had them prepared because that wasn't what I was here to do. I went off of what you told me we would be talking about in DMs, and that's what I prepared.
I mean, I answered you on the co-tweet thing. Was there anything else on the platforming topic?
No, because that's what we were here to talk about. And again, you answered me on it, and like I said, I made my point, you answered it. That's what we were here to talk about.
My God, you're a fucking coward.
You
are. You are a fucking Weasley little shit. You won't answer the question. You're willing to just like fucking label people in your own community a bigot without any evidence.
Again, I'm looking right now. So just
you don't understand how funny that is, right? Like you're willing to say it with your chest, but at the same time, you have to go like scrounge up these screenshots.
Yes. Is like the discussions have been had and you've addressed these statements already. So they're statements that you know to be true.
What statements? Tell me the statements.
You have an entire video on addressing like ableism and whatnot.
What are the statements?
People have made claims against you in the past for ableist comments and potentially like racist comments, and you've already addressed those.
What were the ableist comments? You're literally talking to a disabled person. This is kind of fucking goofy.
These are already allegations that you have addressed though. And so I don't see why.
Okay, but you don't even know what they are. But you've already decided before having any evidence in front of you, I'm a bigot. And it's why I don't really trust your research on platforming.
All right, then.
Really? You're gonna walk out like that?
I have classes.
Have a fucking spine. Come on.
I'm actually missing a backbone.
What?
In my lower back, I was born without missing a spine, missing a bone. So I'll work on it. But yeah, no, these are again already things that you have addressed yourself in videos that you have made.
Oh, okay, I get it. You're a troll. You don't actually have any strong convictions. You just wanted the Twitter updates. I get it now. That's like the story of my life. A lot of quiet over that one.
What do you want me to say to that?
What I want you to say? I want you to actually stand by what you're saying without being like, oh, there's allegations. There's some
and you've
screenshots.
addressed them.
You don't even know what they are. I can hear your fucking shit-eating smirk from here.
This has gone far past what I came on to discuss and what you said I would be on to discuss. Again, I made those points clear, and you agreed to them, and we have moved
Okay.
on. The conversation is far past complete. At this point, we're just digging into other topics again, which was not the
No,
purpose of me coming on.
I'm asking you to stand by a statement that you made about me. That's a pretty principled thing to do, that if you make a statement about someone where you're calling them a bigot, you can stand by that statement and
And
provide
that wasn't what I
evidence.
was asked to prepare, and so I didn't.
Do you need to be told how to do everything? Like, do you need to be told how to take a shit every time you go to take a shit? Or I don't understand the dilemma here.
The point of like practiced debate is to prepare a conversation before you go into it. And so that's what I had done. And we have now moved on to a topic that was not what you asked of me in
Okay,
DMs.
but are you going to answer the question instead of like
No,
doing this? Okay, I get it. You don't actually stand for anything. You don't have any convictions. You're willing to
I
just say
said
whatever will give you Twitter updates. I get it. I
I
understand there's lots of people on Twitter just like you with anime profile pics and pic crews and shit who will do the same thing. I just wish you would be different. And maybe one day you can grow up and you will be.
have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Hi, thank you so much for watching. If you want to participate in the chat and the videos while they're live, you can do so by making an account at keffals.gg. Also, my videos on this channel regularly get demonetized, so if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/keffals, and I appreciate all of your ongoing support. I'll see you all in the next video.